I've come for a walk in this lovely woodland and I thought I'd take the opportunity to do a short video because I've come across a really nice example of water mint here, Mentha aquatica, a member of the Lamiaceae family. Well, as the name suggests, it is a plant associated with water, and I know for a fact that these tracks often have standing water in them, which is why this plant is doing so well here. Well, how do I know this is a member of the mint family? Well, luckily there are some key characteristics that we can look for when identifying the Lamiaceae family. The first one is if I take a stem here, and you can see the cross section, hopefully, that it is square. And I can feel that as I roll it between my fingers. So the mint family all have this in common. They have the square stems. Another thing I would look for is the way the leaves are arranged around the stem. So you can see that they are in pairs and they are opposite each other. So they are opposite and opposing, which means as you go up the stem, those pairs are at 90 degrees to the previous pair. And the mint family leaves are arranged like that as well. Lamiaceae means lipped, and it's a little bit hard to see because these flowers haven't quite come out yet, but they have a very typical look to them, the lipped look of the flowers there as well. And actually the fact that this isn't quite in flower means it's a really good time to be harvesting this plant. Another key way of identifying this as a mint family, beyond the square stem, the opposite and opposing leaves and the shape of the flowers, is by having a good old smell of it. And I always say forage with all of your senses, and that includes a very important sense of smell. So I always roll up the leaf to release the oils and have a smell. And it is very, very minty. So this is not a surprise. This is water mint. You can use this any way that you would use the mint that you would buy in a store. Just replace the wild version of mint with the version that you see in a recipe and you're good to go. I'm going to use this in a tea. I'm going to harvest quite a lot of it. I'm going to use it in a tea and I'm going to use it dried. You don't have to, but I'm going to dry this. One thing I would say though is that herbal teas generally should be consumed at about 60 degrees. Because this is a water-based plant, I would prefer to boil it. So I would put this into boiling water just to drive off and kill parasites and bacteria that may be lingering from the water that it's been in. It's a very good antiseptic mint, so you can maybe use it to refresh your mouth as a gargle. But yeah, just replace the wild version in any recipes that you know. I do know that in period use, they often strew this in granaries to keep rodents off of grain. So there's obviously some sort of quality in the oil that rodents don't quite like. But anyway, yeah, a little bit of period use. But a really nice one. I wasn't really expecting to see this here in the woodland. But I'm very, very pleased that I have, because I am now going to gather some of this for my wild spice and herb store. Wild mint, water mint, Mentha aquatica.